We got a ton of new Horizon Forbidden West info from interviews with Matthijs de Jonge, the game director, and Benjamin McCaw, the narrative director on the game. We see the Game Informer interview right here. We got some articles too. So in this video, I want to go over all the important details from those interviews, including about a brand new skill tree, the release window, and, well, flying mounts. Because the chances are a bit higher that we actually do see them in the game. Not confirmed, but yeah, I will tell you about it in this video. So if you like that, then a like would really help me out. And let's go. A quick reminder that I am of course doing a Forbidden West giveaway, which you can enter via the link in the pinned comment, and you have to be a subscriber of this channel before you enter. The winner will be announced when we get closer to release. We of course still don't know the date, and Matthijs de Jonge now notes in that Game Informer interview that they are on track with the development, but that they want to announce a date they are sure they can hit, which right now they're just not 100% sure of. Also, like in a blog post yesterday, PlayStation Studios boss Herman Hulst noted that for Horizon, we think we are on track to release this holiday season, but that isn't quite certain yet. And we are working as hard as we can to confirm that to you as soon as we can. So it can still go either way. I would of course say take the time. If early 2022 means a better game, then it's fine with me. But I really think that Sony wants an answer to Halo Infinite this holiday season. So that's the reason why they're doing their best to make sure it hits this fall. We should at least hear the release date very soon, and I will keep you posted here. The game is of course coming to PS4 and PS5, and we now got some info on the differences between both versions. For one, the PlayStation 5 version will have a 60 frames per second performance mode. If we go to this interview from Hardware Zone, we actually learned that there are two modes, so the performance, and another one is like a quality mode, which is 4K 30 FPS, while the performance mode is 60. No word on if it will be like 4K 60, but still, I'll take it. Like, I played Horizon Zero Dawn in 60 FPS on PC, and it's like a game changer. And we already got an idea of how Forbidden West looks in 60 frames per second, thanks to SnazzyAI. We shared the gameplay trailer in 60 frames per second through an AI-based interpolation, and I will leave a link to the footage in the video description, and we'll be using it here now as well. Like, this is the combat in 30 FPS, and then we now switch to 60 FPS. Yeah, it totally looks glorious, and again, this is made by an AI, so when we're actually playing it, it should be even better. But don't worry, the game should still be great on PlayStation 4. I play Horizon every year, and even recently I was still impressed by the graphics on the PlayStation 4. And Matthijs de Jonge in the Game Informer interview notes that a lot of the development has taken place on the PlayStation 4, and a lot of play testing is also done on PlayStation 4. So we are ensuring that owners of that console have a great experience. But on PlayStation 5, the game will of course look way better. The demo we saw was running on PS5, so you should not expect the same amount of detail on PlayStation 4. Rendering techniques for the underwater scenes are special for PS5. The wave techniques too, lighting on Aloy will have more definition on PlayStation 5. And there will also be ray tracing on PlayStation 5, so improved reflections and stuff like that. And if you played PlayStation 5 games before, like Astro's Playroom or Returnal, then you know that having DualSense controller support will make the game more immersive. Forbidden West will have that as well, just like 3D audio. So I really think that Spider-Man Miles Morales is a great comparison here. It was fine on PS4, ran great, but it felt more like a new game on PlayStation 5. So I really hope the PS5 is easier to get when Forbidden West comes out. In terms of gameplay, we learned that there's indeed some form of free climbing. For one, using the focus scanner will just reveal the things you can climb, but not create them. Like, you can always climb them, but with the focus scanner, you are just seeing them, they are highlighted. In the announcement trailer, we already saw them tease some form of free climbing, but what we now learned is that there's an automatic system that just detects if there's a ledge somewhere in the geometry, so then you can like grab onto that. It kind of sounds like the recent Assassin's Creed games to me, where you can really almost climb anything, and it looks pretty decent too. So I would not be surprised if it works kinda the same in Forbidden West, which is way better than I first expected. Good to note is that the climbing will be somewhat limited inside settlements, so it's mostly that you can like freeform climb in the big open world. And fun fact, they already wanted to do a glider in the original, but it wasn't possible technically. While they now made it work, of course, with the shield wing. Matthijs also talks about a new high vault feature where you can now grab ledges that are further away. We saw that actually in the demo, where in Zero Dawn that wasn't possible, which could be annoying sometimes. And another way, of course, to traverse the world is on the back of a machine. We saw Aloy riding a Claw Strider in the demo, and there should be more new machines that we can mount. But we now learned in that Hardware Zone interview that riding a Tremor Tusk will sadly not be possible. And the reason is that it's too big. Then it would feel as if you were controlling the machine instead of Aloy, because Aloy would be like really small on the screen, and they don't want that. So we should keep that in mind when seeing big new machines. Okay, sure, but some of the flying mounts are pretty small. Well, Matthijs de Jonge said the following to Hardware Zone about flying mounts. We are aware that this feature is very, very high on the wish list of many gamers, but I cannot confirm or deny anything about this. I can only talk about what is in the actual gameplay demo that we showed. So that is interesting, right? For the mounting a Tremor Tusk, he says flat out no, while with flying mounts, he's like, maybe. So maybe that's still a surprise they are keeping for a future reveal. I still think like Aloy jumping off a mountain, getting picked up by one of the new Sunwings would be really huge. So yeah, it's not 100% confirmed, but it is still a possibility. And I'm curious to hear your theories regarding this answer in the comments down below. Now let's talk about the combat, because the skill system should be completely different compared to the first game. Like they threw that old design that you see right here out of the window and made something completely new. The idea is that it should support more playstyles now, and we actually learned that one of the branches we will find is for melee combat. So then with skill points, you can acquire new moves. And also the Valor Surge we saw Aloy use is something you actually unlock through the skill tree. So each playstyle should have their own Valor Surges that we can unlock by spending skill points. And then we can choose which Valor Surge is active at any moment. And in my previous video, we already talked about the purple bar that is needed to perform these attacks. And we now learned that you actually fill that bar by playing tactically. So this means that if you hit an enemy with a headshot or remove components from the machine, the purple bar will fill. And we saw actually Aloy use this aerial attack against the brute as well, which also filled the bar. So this sounds really awesome. Like the better you use all your skills and tools, the more you can use this powerful ultimate attack. And I'll be going through more interviews and share more details here on the channel very soon, so totally subscribe to miss nothing regarding Horizon Forbidden West. A like on the video would of course really help me out, and totally check out my very in-depth look at the gameplay reveal and some things that you might have missed. You can watch it by clicking on the screen. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.